All right, man. Welcome to Dave Portnoy Show with Eddie and Company, presented by High Noon.
High Noon. Eddie, can you tell the difference?
Yeah, one on the right looks like the font's a little more profound.
Yeah, big boys, little boys. This comes in peach and pineapple. This is everything.
Can I tell you something?
By the way, can I tell you something?
Sure.
I have so much High Noon at this house in Fort Lauderdale. Like, so much. And I'm leaving, like, in 2 days, so I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
We just got pallets over there?
Pallets and pallets and pallets of big boys. I mean, this guy, Gaz, let me tell you this story, Eddie. I told him, yes. So I went to get my coffee the other day, and I'm coming back, and I can't, the road is like blocked, so I can't get back. I'm just waiting. Bunch of girls pile out of a car. It looks like their mother is dropping them off. I don't know, Uber. So like finally they pull over. I drive past. Guess who lets the girls into the house? This is 2 doors down from where I am in Fort Lauderdale. The guy on this call, Paul Gozinski.
Paulie playoffs.
He doesn't even, he's 2 doors down. He drove an hour to be 2 doors down from me. Didn't say it was next door. Wasn't like, what's up? He's just throwing a party 2 doors down.
We're going on a boat. It was boat day. It was the last Saturday living in Florida. We were going on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
But can we get rid of those? Can we take those High Noons next door? We hate to have them go to waste.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
What were you gonna hit him up at all, Paul, or no?
Well, no. The answer is no, because he didn't know I saw it. Like I mentioned the other, it's like I fucking saw you. It's like I was honestly, I was stunned. It was like I was just sitting there waiting for to get through back to my house. All these girls pile again. I don't know if their mother dropped them off.
It was an Uber driver. I know. I thought about it, but I was like, this is not going to be Dave's scene. This is not Dave's scene. Like,
there's no way I would have wanted to hang out with him. But still, to be like, I'm literally 2 doors away from you.
I could have came over for small talk and said hi.
Be like, hey, we're 2 doors down. We're going on the boat. You know, I said I've made it very clear. I like saying no. It was strange. I prefaced it to till Silvana. It's like if Sophie was at a party 2 doors away and it wasn't like, hey, I'm next door. It was like just strange.
I should have threw it out there and took the no. I knew it was going to be a no, so I was like, I'm not even going to bother him. Whatever.
Thought that counts, guys.
I mean, he drove Eddie, it's hard to put in context. He drove an hour to be next door to my house.
Why you just not as seen? That's the whole reason why. No other reason why you weren't.
But I mean, obviously he didn't expect to see me, but it was like, what the fuck? He's next door. He's literally next door.
Strange. I thought about it because the boat drove by your property, and I was like, "Oh, Dave looks." I was like, I don't want to make a spectacle of this because I saw you were outside with Silvana. I saw the dog running around, and I was like, I don't know if I want to wave. I'm like, I don't want to deal with this on Dave Portnoy Show, but yet here we are. You fucking sniped me walking into the house.
I didn't snipe you. I couldn't get through. Your caravan of girls was blocking the fucking driveway.
I think you undersold lemon.
Oh, it tastes like Sprite, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
Yeah, it is good. I'm not like the biggest Sprite guy, so.
Yeah, especially when it's really hot, I could see it being awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, go get High Noon. Head over to your local liquor store. Get some today. And we'll see. Paul, keep us updated. When do you have to make the decision if Paulie Playoffs gets those pallets of High Noons? Thursday?
Me? I'm leaving. I am out of here on Thursday.
Okay.
But I have a lot of work to do between like the hat with the headphones is not the easiest. I have a lot of work to do in between now and then to get ready for this move. So
going back north?
Yep.
For the whole summer?
Yep.
Nice. Okay, so let's start the show here. Rough N Rowdy, Dave. Obviously, you didn't make it.
Correct. We didn't make it. Sucked. I mean, what are you going to do? There was no way to get in and out of Fort Lauderdale for that day. Me and Caleb were at the airport for like 6 hours. Plane just never left. Weirdly, like Greg Olson was trying to fly commercial, and he texted me that night. He's like, hey, do you have a plane? I can't get out. it's just, I don't know what was going on, but nothing. The pilot's 8 years never got out. It sucked. The Rough and Rowdy itself, I thought was one of the it was so strange to watch it as opposed to call it. I thought it was one of the best ones I've ever seen. That fight with those two brothers, those guys are fucking hilarious. One of the funniest fights. And yes, the main fight totally sucked in terms of Big Dick Booty Daddy being a gigantic pussy, like just not trying to fight at all, just steamrolling him. But it was still super entertaining. And like Rough and Rowdy, you're not looking for the greatest fights. You're looking for entertainment. I was thoroughly entertained. I thought it was a great show. Obviously, Shizat, the Rizat, attacking Big Booty Daddy after getting detained, arrested, whatever. Overall, I thought it was a great program and well worth the $30. I'm not saying that as like, a homer. I really thought it was.
Yeah, we have him on standby if you want him. Big
Who?
Dick Booty Daddy. I don't know if you want to talk to him or not, but he is on standby.
Do we want to give him the time of day?
Yeah, it's a good thought, especially Bobby Lang is he's the people's champ, and but
He said he hurt his shoulder.
yeah, it was just so bizarre that's why I was like, and now that it's like out of the moment, like I wonder if he would say something different. That was my only thought, but I get your point.
I guess it's not live, right?
No, it's not live.
All right, so we can see what happens.
All right, let's see, Kareem. Let's see if we could get him in at whenever you want. Well, obviously, Dave.
Can we cut him if at any point?
Yeah, hold on. I think he's in the
Waiting room.
Yeah. Oh, there he is.
There he is.
You can't hear you guys yet. Wait.
Can we cut him at any point if we want to?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Can you hear us? Big Dick Booty Daddy.
Hey, what's going on, Dave?
All right. So the $1 million question. You talked all that junk, and then you threw up a goose egg.
Okay. Well, hey, let's talk about the fucking elephant in the room first. Here's the thing. Okay. I apologize for my fucking voice and shit. I had COVID, 103 temperature, humid, so it's a little fucked up. Okay. But as far as the fight itself, there's a lot of things that went down. Okay. Which the fight, we were going to cancel the fight 2 hours before the actual fight started. All right. So I reached out to the promoter 2 months ago and I told him, hey, here's my only requirements. The first requirement was have my own locker room because you understand the role that I play. Okay. I have 99% of the other fighters there hate my guts, which is fine. Cause I lay into them. I tell them what I think of them. So I said, hey, I want my own locker room. And I was fine. But the other rule is the type of gloves that I wanted to use. So I told the promoter like 20 times, Jerry, even I told a lot of people at Barstool as well about the gloves. Sent them probably 20 text messages I wanted to use the total gloves. So we got to the day we were going to cancel the event literally. But I said to myself, you know what? It ain't right for the Barstool people. It ain't right for Dave. It ain't right for this because I show up. Here's the thing. I have big fucking features. Okay. I have big fucking feet. I wear size 16. My hands are big as fuck. They're probably double the size of fucking Kenny Pickett's hands. And I have a big fucking dick. So, anybody who has their people's features are not like, I can't use standard gloves. I said, I wanted to use, and I'll use any type title gloves there are. Okay. They said, like, we got there the day of the event and there was no title gloves. They said, well, you're going to have to use these gloves. I said, Jerry, that's not what the fuck we agreed on. I said, I wanted to use fucking title gloves. That's why I sent you 20 text messages. So we went back and forth. It was probably 9 o'clock. I said, you know what? Fuck it. We'll just use whatever gloves they had. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to make excuse about the gloves, but anyways.
That sounds like excuses about the gloves.
Okay. Well, I mean, hey, it is what it is. I mean, here's the thing. All right. But here's the biggest issue. So I went in the fight. And by the way, Bobby Lang's a fucking pussy. Okay. If you watch that fight, the first round specifically, he don't throw one fucking punch. He backs up the whole time. I did every fucking engagement. So all that shit that I talked to him.
What planet are you on?
He didn't throw a punch, Dave.
Well, you were just bull rushing him.
If I don't throw the punches, okay, if you watch it, if I don't throw the punches, it's gonna be the most. I'm a high energy person, okay. I feel like I don't want to see the crowd boo. I don't want to see none of that shit. And if I don't throw the punches to fight, it's gonna be the most boring fight ever. I'm a person who I don't like to ever go to the judges' scorecards.
But
you know what I'm saying?
You weren't trying to fight. You're coming across as delusional. Like, I watched the fight. You just ran and tackled him every 5 seconds.
Okay.
You weren't trying to fight.
Yeah, the first engagement, okay? If you notice how I threw my punch the first engagement, straight fucking hand, straight cross, right down the middle, okay? When I went to the ground on that first time, he laying on top, he hit me in the back of the head, he laying on top of me. That's when my left shoulder, I already have a bad right shoulder. I had numerous shoulder surgeries. So if you see the scars on it, but that's when I blew my shoulder out. So from that point on, if you watch my punches from the first engagement on, I threw all my punches sidearm because I could not even feel my fucking arm. So as far as that goes,
I mean, I don't. Anybody who's listening to this, maybe you hurt your shoulder, maybe you didn't. Maybe the gloves, maybe you didn't. It looked like you had no intention of fighting.
I came in there looking to fight. Bobby did, but Bobby did not.
Bobby, you didn't give. You just ran in and tackled him 100 times in a row.
No. Well, he tackled me a couple times as well.
Well, like you bull rush him, and it's just like he wrapped. You had no intention of throwing punches and boxing him. None.
I was the only one who was throwing the open engagement. He was scared.
I mean, he was not scared. I mean, this is delusional talk. I'll call it as I see it every time. You had no intention of boxing. If you're saying you hurt your shoulder, fine. I don't know. But for the amount of shit that you talk, then to still be like he's a pussy. I mean, you had no intention of actually boxing him. None.
Well, he never fucking hit me one time. Now,
how can you hit anybody when you just run in and tackle them?
Well, I mean, I mean, I was in the fight. Okay. And he would not throw, as we were sitting there.
You can't throw a punch when you just sprint into him and wrap him up and like it.
Well, no. I would throw the initial punch.
Oh my God. All right. This is, we're going nowhere, Eddie. This is what I thought. I didn't know whether you'd be like sensical or not. You're not being did you rewatch it?
Yeah, I rewatched it. Yeah.
So I don't know what we're talking about. I mean, it's as clear as day what happened.
Yeah. Well, he, as far as the fight goes, you mean the initial gauge. I mean, it was. I'm fucked from there on out. The initial engagement after my shoulder.
Okay, that is what it is. If you say you got hurt.
As far as everything else, here's my thing. I don't even get a chance to defend myself on social media. I see all these people talking shit. I mean, I'm banned from every fucking social media because these fucking worthless fucks out in California. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And it's beyond sad about the whole entire thing.
I don't know anything. The only thing in terms of this fight, there's nothing to defend. I mean, you pulled a Conseco, for lack of better words. It's like you had no intention of fighting. And by the way, he said the same exact thing. I hurt my shoulder right away. So it's like, I don't know. All right, fine. But I mean, for the amount of talk to still say Bobby Lang, I mean, you had no intention of fighting. None, zero.
I went in there. I was the aggressor probably the first 30 seconds.
Aggressor. All right, Eddie. All right. Big dick booty daddy. Disappointing showing. I was disappointed. Made entertaining, but you can't sit here and say you had any intention of fight.
Are you going to fight again? Do you plan on fighting again?
Not with us. He's not.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's fine. I mean, I don't do fighting at all as a regular. You know what I mean? As far as that goes, but I'm gonna have my shoulder looked at on Friday. But if the Rough N Rowdy don't want me back, I mean, that's fine.
All right,
it is what it is.
Yeah. All right. Thanks. I mean, that's delusion.
Well, that's, because Friday he pretty much was the same tune. So that's why I figured, all right, get him out of the environment. He's getting fucking booed to oblivion. I figured maybe
what's he talking about? Bobby Lang's a pussy, and you just kept sprinting into him and tackling. Like what's Bobby Lang supposed to do?
Yeah, that fight was
I mean, it was entertaining in the sense it was like, what the fuck's going on? But he had no intention of fight. Maybe he hurt his shoulder, maybe he didn't. That's what Conseco said. Who fucking knows?
Yeah. What about, obviously, I'm sure you were getting it all night. A lot of people were upset, not only that you didn't make it, but people thought you withheld when you knew that you weren't able to go or not.
Yeah, about
until after people bought the fight.
Yeah, 45 minutes. Like we knew 7:15-ish is when we left. Like that's kind of like, all right, well, the fights ran a little long. Best case scenario, we're getting out of there at like 8, they told us. Best case, probably closer to 9. The flight was 2 hours, 20 minutes. It was half an hour of the venue. It's like, all right, we're going to get there at midnight. What's the point? And yeah, we waited 45 minutes. We didn't want people not to buy the fight. And that's what we did. I mean, all our costs, all our expenses, everything the same. And I don't really feel bad about that. But if people are saying, yeah, we waited 45 minutes, we did. We absolutely did.
Mm-hmm. So you did wait to tell people you weren't going to be there.
Yeah. We knew at 7:15 and we told people at 8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. That was, I'm sure you were getting lit up for that, right?
There are some people, but honestly, it's $30 and I watched it, and Dan and Robbie and Lars did a great job. I don't believe any of those people. Like, people complain about anything. I would guess 90% of the people who were calling me a scumbag and you didn't announce it and this and that didn't even buy the fight. Like, those are just people who complain about everything. People are like fans of Rough and Rowdy, fans of Barstool, fan of mine, fan of Dan's, fan of Robbie's, fan of Large. It was great value. So I pay, when I say pay zero mind to it, zero mind.
Yeah, I mean, I think the select few, because there was probably a few genuine ones. Like you said, there's probably a lot of people that were mad about it that probably didn't even order or whatever. I understand, but at the end of the day, once the product was finished, I mean, PFT, they all did great. It was really good.
What are you? You're so mad. Again, we're sitting at the airport for 6 hours. It's not as though we were very close to Dan and crew not making it. Like, there was bad weather all throughout the country that day. It sucked. Nobody was more upset than me. Listen, if you buy a ticket to a game and a player scratches or doesn't make it, you don't get a refund.
And then there was the whole spider. The whole spider.
That was unbelievable. Spider getting knocked off. Again, it was an unbelievable night. I said, if you're complaining about your $30 refund, you're a fucking loser. Period.
There you go. Rough and Rowdy and other events, the best spot to go get your tickets is with the Game Time app, Dave.
Game Time, all your ticket needs. I took a yonder at Game Time for Celtics Heat, which is Game 5 in Miami. I saw the tickets that I sat in the other day. I think they're listed for $40,000 each, so don't know that I'll be sitting there again. But Game Time had a whole bunch of tickets listed. All your ticket needs, we all use it. Download Game Time app. Best deals for last minute tickets.
Yep. Get a new account, create a login, redeem code DPS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Download Game Time. Last minute tickets, lowest
and
prices.
And let me just
guaranteed.
say something, Eddie, on the people complaining about. If I thought someone genuinely reached out to me and they're like, I'm obsessed with just you, Dave, and I would not buy Rough and Rowdy without you. I watched it. I thought it was terrible. Like, I don't like to complain. And I thought they were genuine. I would make it right. It's $30. I don't, there's maybe one of those people on earth. Like, the people complain about everything. They didn't buy the fucking fight.
How was the Heat game? What'd you go to Game 2? I believe it was.
Yeah, Game 2, unbelievable. Those seats were unbelievable. Like I've said it many times, NBA courtside is the best sports action ticket you can have. Those are like the best seats I've ever sat in. I've sat in great seats, so I had a great time. Celtics won, whomped them, so it was a great night.
Who was was it Mickey or Harrison, or was it someone different who?
No, he's the primary. It was a different guy. It was the second owner, like not the majority.
And when he just leaned over, he's like, can you keep it down?
Well, yeah, so they turned out they're from like the Boston area. Like his wife came in, she's like, oh, I'm from Newton. I'm like, oh, so you're rooting for the Celtics? She's like, no, we own the Heat. I'm like, oh, he was a nice guy, but he was kind of serious. Like, please don't clap so loud. So I did try to keep it kind of under control. I mean, he does own the team. And it's like I was wearing my Larry Bird shirt right next to him in his face, and we killed him. It's been an interesting series.
Now, did you go, I mean, it's been one way or the other. It's been.
Yeah. I guess the Celtics almost came back the other night. They cut it to 1.
Yeah. Did you debate going, no, like, or are you always sleeveless under the jersey like that?
Sleeveless, always under the jersey. I'm getting a little old, a little flabby, but yeah, if I'm going, I could be 104. If I'm wearing a basketball jersey, I'm going sleeveless. I never go sleeves underneath.
Okay. It reminded me about, obviously you and Hank went to the Celtics game. Was that the first time you saw Tico's blog? She weighed in on the whole team Hank.
Unbelievable that she did that whole team. Yeah, it was the first time the team Hank, except that it was Gaz, not Hank. She confused it. Just so funny.
And so for people that
I don't know how she screws that up. It's like crazy. Hank and Gaz look nothing alike. She's in the office. She deals with both of them. I just have no idea how she thought she met Hank as opposed to Gaz. Hilarious.
So it didn't get posted either. So people that don't know, go follow Tico. She posted her blog on Twitter and she wrote a whole thing defending Hank and then quickly realized it wasn't Hank.
It wasn't just defending Hank. She was like, who's the guy who's always had my back? Hank. Who's the guy who showed up in Texas? Hank. Who's the guy who came and saw me do a live concert? Hank. Who's helped me like figure out the Tico 10, Hank, all gas. It was just all gas. No Hank, all gas. And at the end, she's just like, I knew it was a baseball fan, which makes Tico Tico.
I just loves your I don't think this blog's getting enough burn.
I mean, it's crazy. When I saw that, I literally like, so fucking funny. Not on purpose, just so fucking funny though.
That was great. Some news stories, obviously, from this week. We have let's start with this one. Is obviously Business Insider writes a piece about Elon Musk, and you wrote you had an emergency press conference about it.
Yeah, it's tough. So I don't know whether, and I said this in the video, people who have been accused of Me Too or sexual deviancy in the past who claim they're innocent, I feel like to attach themselves to me, because I think not everybody, but most critical thinkers and people who looked at my case with open mind are like, he is innocent. They tried to fucking smear him. And we're just talking, by the way, one of the original girls from the article, there were 3 girls in the original article. One I never met, Ava Louise, is one of the great liars in the history of the internet. Everybody has said that. The other girl, her mother went through her phone, I believe, and found out like that her daughter fucked me and was like mad. And that's what she just made up a cockamamie story. And then the other one is a full-blown porn star. That's the side, like full-blown porn star. Launched her career the day after. So whatever. Elon Musk, I don't know. And I say that to people who latch to me. I don't know if you're innocent or guilty. I don't know what you did or didn't do. And I'm not going to like, Eddie, I think the dumbest suggestion that I've had since I've started Barstool Sports was when you said, let's get Trevor Bauer on this podcast. In terms of pure idiocy, I don't want to be linked with that guy. And yeah. I know what you're saying. He may or may not, like, it's on, like, maybe, but he, like, there's x-rays and shit of this. What, like, there's none of that with me. So I don't, what now, is he getting a bad rap? If she's kinky and likes it? I don't fucking know. I don't want to be, I can only speak to what I did, right? So I don't want any, I don't need anybody's baggage or this or that. Elon Musk, I have no idea whether he's innocent or not. But my initial reaction is he's innocent, because Business Insider, I know what they did to me, and I think they're full of shit. That's bad for women. That's bad when, like, they're so bad at reporting and so careless that if there's accusations, my initial thing is like, nope, not true. That's not good. But that's how I feel, because I know what I went through. Is he right? Is he wrong? I don't know. The thing he's 1,000 million, zillion, trillion% right is Business Insider writes the story how they want it to be written. They want to fulfill a narrative they've already come up with. And then after it's written, they're going to say, hey, Elon, do you want to comment? And it's too late. The story's written. They just want to say they asked him, and there's nothing he can say that's going to change the article or be used to vindicate or exonerate. That's what they did with me. A year, and I got 24 hours of a story already written. Hey, what's your comment? There's no, what's the point then? There's nothing you can do. So the way Business Insider conducts their business, goes about it, it is terrible for any actual victim. Whether he did it or not, I don't know. But there's a problem with the reporting. That's all my point. And it raises red flags. That's ideally, when somebody writes a story like that, you don't want your first, like, antenna to be like, oh, politically driven smear campaign, no truth, when you're talking about allegations like this. That's my point.
Yeah, 1,000%, 1,000%, and I get that too. And I told you before I threw that out there. It's like, I know this is way out of the box. Like, this is, I just didn't know like how you were gonna go if you were like,
even Elon. Like, Elon would be great. You mentioned him. Like, he'd be great to have on the show. I don't know what. How do I know what?
Yes.
I don't know. Like, what if we have him on and we're like talking, and 6 months later it comes out that he's guilty? Like, I just don't, with stuff like this, and I'm sure it's people with me, it's like, I was lucky enough to save a lot of the information. So when people say, well, how do we trust you, Dave? I believe I provided concrete evidence that proves my innocence. I was lucky to have it. I haven't seen that from Elon. It's a lot of hearsay, a lot of, if I read it and it's like, oh, something or whatever, but it's flimsy. What they wrote, whether it ends up being true or not, was not ready for press. They did not have enough, in my mind, to write that article. It's not the person, supposedly the victim. It's a friend. It's a story. Like, I don't know. It just seemed like that should not have been printed yet. It was clearly, he's right. It had to be viewed through a politically motivated agenda. Is it true or not? I don't fucking know. But what he just said is true. The reason it came out is because he's trying to buy Twitter.
Did you reach out to him?
No.
No.
I don't have his direct contact info.
Yeah. And he just, you guys have just tweeted at each other a couple times.
Yeah,
right?
but he told me to run for president.
Yeah, that was it. No, I get you for sure. And it sucks. It sucks. Is there an update? You talked about it a little bit in the middle of the Bill Burr interview. Is there an update on the whole thing?
Well, we haven't said it. We took that out.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. We can still do it. So I'm aware of another piece being written about me. And I guess we can try to, I don't know how to dance around this. I don't want to give people who have a grudge or an axe to grind with me direct connection to be like, oh, I'm just going to make shit up about Dave, because I think that's what happened last time. But I'm aware that for over 2 months, there's another hit piece in the brewing, in the offing. And I would say, and I don't know if I'll ever see the light of day, because again, it's so much headache and so much shit. It's garbage. I did something. Do you know what we did yet?
No, I do not.
I did something I've never done before. I turned back the clock and pulled the Dave Port. I was like, I've had enough. This is going on for 2 months. I've had so many people tell me the same story. They're trying to lead in questions. They're trying to get dirt on you. They won't take no for an answer. They're being shady and devious with the type of questions they're asking. They're offering to pay any amount of money for dirt on you. I've heard it over and over, and I've reached out. I'm happy to talk. I'm an open book. Let's sit down. They won't do it. I decided enough is enough. And I am going to now start to do an investigative report on your investigative report. So I've started calling around, and it's like, I know one of the reporters who's doing it happens to live in my neck of the woods. So I said, Paul, clear your schedule on Monday. We're doing a stakeout. And that's exactly what we did. And we waited outside, I think 3-4 hours. And then lo and behold, they come trotting out of the house, and it was on. It was like a 20-minute confrontation that I've heard that prompted a letter from the executive editor of this publication being like, we're alerting security. What you've done is wrong, and you're belligerent and threatening. Again, I don't know what I'm going to do with. They claim we're just investigating. We're trying to separate fact from fiction, and we don't even know if we're going to report it. At one point, the reporter's like, I don't appreciate you coming into my house unannounced and this. I go, I don't give a fuck what you want. You think I appreciate you digging through my trash like a fucking cockroach for the last 2 months? It's an all-time video in my mind. Whether it ever sees the light of day, we're going to see what they do. It's not a threat, but let's be honest. There's no ethics. There's nothing. It's all based on the Business Insider, which is garbage. Like garbage. Like she literally at one point was like, you've never taped without consent? I'm like, I have the video on my phone of the girl sucking my dick, talking to the camera. Do you want to see it? She's like, yeah, I do want to see it. It's like, all right. And he's like, not right now, but I'd love to see it. Why haven't you ever said stuff like that? It's like, what do you mean I haven't said? I scream it from the rooftops. Nobody wants to listen to me. So it was my first official stakeout.
Stakeouts are, you have like cigarettes and some snacks with you or what?
We did a pizza review. I didn't know if we couldn't tell if they were in the fucking house. So it's like, well, I might as well do a pizza review to get some content out of it. So we ordered the pizza, and they happened to come out of the house as the pizza was coming. So it's like a continuous, like we finish the confrontation, which I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes, and then we're driving away, the blood pressure, and then the Uber guy's like, your pizza's here in their driveway. So he like turned around, got the pizza, and did a pizza review. It was something. It takes a lot. I mean, I said it in the thing. It's like I'm worth, I don't know, now the stock's in the dumper lately, but still close to like 100 milli. I should be relaxing above the water. I'm on a fucking stakeout, like fucking in Johnny, Utah. Like, give me 2. Like, literally 4 hours just sitting there, staking out a fucking report. You don't appreciate me coming to your house? You think? Well, I don't appreciate the way I've been treated for the last 2 years. And this publication keeps saying, we'll talk to you when we're ready on our terms. No. I go, time's up. It's no longer on your terms. No, you don't get to define the rules of engagement. Now it's on my terms.
Gaz, what's your recollection of the stakeout?
It was contentious. It reminded me, I said it after, I was like the KO Barstool thing where I was at, where I was like, the heart was kind of racing. There was a lot of action going on. It was very contentious. I'd say there was one moment of levity that was very funny. And I don't know if Dave, what you want to say it, or like wait until it potentially comes out. But it was
the guy, thank fucking Christ. The husband was 4'8". So I was never in physical danger. Like, and at one point, she's like, you've called me 4 times. Like, you've called me 4 times in the last hour. It's like, lady, I DM'd you 2 weeks ago and asked you to sit down and said, I'm an open book. You want to know anyone? I'll give you all the information. And so I took the DM out to show the guy, and I walked closer to him. He's like, don't make this physical. I know you think you're macho. It's like, buddy, I'm not going to make this physical. I'm a little guy, and you're a mini guy. I didn't realize it. I watched it back. He was not happy about that. He was like in the camera being like, I'm not mini. He's 5'10". I'd say I'm 5'9". I didn't know that was going on. But that, like, if he was a big guy, I don't know. I don't know. Although I guess if he's big, I get punched. Who knows? But it's like, I never at any point thought, I don't think anybody who would watch that would be like, Dave was physically threatening. I'm not a physically threatening guy. I wanted answers. Like, what are you doing? When do you stop? How many no's do you mean? I've had literally 40 women all DM me the same exact story. Like, hey, we're doing a story in Miami nightlife. And then halfway through, it's like, you ever see Dave Portnoy out? You ever see any date rape drugs? It's crazy. Guys, you never said your interpretation on watching the video. I thought I looked good in the video. I was like happy with the way it came out.
Yeah, you came out, you were mad. It's hard to put myself in your shoes with like everything you've gone through. I was, what I was, I guess, thinking it through, like it's going to come off. However, if people like you, they're going to be like, this is the funniest, this is the best thing. This is Dave Portnoy. This is the guy. This is Milton. This is all that shit. Then the people that don't like you should be like, oh, you showed up at a reporter's house, a woman, like you're like challenging on her, like on her points. And like, she's just doing her job when she's not really doing a good job at her job, but that's just the way it's going to play no matter.
I think, yeah, people don't like me, won't like me. I think the people who like me will be carrying me around on a chair, like doing the Hava Nagila. Like, literally, like, this is our guy. Like, bring the fight to their doorstep. Like, what am I supposed to do? Just sit? Like, I've let it go. It's 2 months. She said 2 weeks. That's the only thing I fucked up during it. She's like, we've only been doing this for 2 weeks. I was like, 2 weeks? You think I'm doing this after 2 weeks? I said 6 months. I've lost track of time. It's been 2 months. So she said 2 weeks. It's been 2 months. I said 6. I fucked that up. Still 2 weeks and 2 months. No. I've been hearing about this for over 2 months. And it all is the same. Like, I have women who are reaching out and then they're like, do you want me to call and like figure out what they're talking about? It's crazy. So no. This publication feels like the rules I have to play by theirs. No. Who says your rules are the rules? Like, they keep saying, we'll talk to you when we're ready. And I wrote back, I'm like, let me tell you something. Business Insider researched me for 1 year and gave me 24 hours to respond to anonymous allegations that I didn't even know who they're talking about. Those are your rules? Fuck no. If you have any interest in the truth, you should have sat down with me from the jump. They're saying they're basing it off the Business Insider shit. It's like, well, did you read the article? Did you read my response? Because I have the proof. Well, It's like, why didn't you say that you were innocent or provide this? Like, to who? You want me to put a porno on the video? I've been screaming it. So
that goes into the whole thing where now, since it's posted, they could write about it because it's technically news.
I guess, but again, they're like, we're not even guaranteeing that we're writing the article yet, but they are. They would still be doing it for over 2 months if they weren't. But they are maintaining, we're just doing, it's changed, a fact versus fiction thing. It's like, listen, I've been down this. I'm not an idiot. And you don't get to play, that's it. You don't set the rules of engagement. Why? I guarantee you they have no problem with their reporter trying to get questions like that. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. I staked her out. What?
Investigative reporters go to people's doors to ask them questions all the time.
Yes.
Like, that's not like uncommon to do it. And we didn't go on, like, we were outside their property. Like, we were on the street, like on the
and they won't respond to me. She ghosted me. And the other reporter just keeps saying, I'll talk to you when I'm ready. Well, I'm ready now. Like, I'm not going to let you build a fake case against me with anonymous lies and then blindside me and say, you have 10 minutes or no. You don't get to sit. No, that's it. You don't get to set the rules. I just woke up and I chose violence. I'm like, all right, enough of this. I'm not going to sit there and let them do this. And they've gone down, Eddie, every single girl basically that I follow on Instagram. I have women reach out. It's like, what is this? It's like, I'm a 36-year-old mother of 3. Like, I have DMs of them being like, I don't know what questions to ask. I don't know where to start. What am I looking for? It's like, well, why are you doing it then?
We always talk about things in print, though. Are you concerned at all about how that'll come off when they write about it? Because you know this is going to be in there.
No, I have the video.
So
they have the video too.
It was a video off. There were 19. They started videoing before we did.
They did.
I guess we're not great at being subtle. My Land Rover was like parked on their lawn, basically. They're at point. We don't know if they thought I was the Uber. We don't know what.
Yeah, because I mean, it
got
right.
the heart going. The beginning, it's like one of those movies. Like, we're watching. Paul's got this. I was like, I think they're all right. Let's go. And then we're just bang, we're out.
Dude, I've done a stakeout before. I caught my buddy's girlfriend cheating on him, and it's exhilarating.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know. Yeah, it's my first stakeout.
it's exhilarating.
I didn't think, and to be honest, I didn't think we were gonna get anything. Who knows? They're home. They're what? We buzzed them at one point. Like, the thing, it was. Like, again, people like, show it. I've learned my lesson. I made a gigantic error the first time this happened, where I caught wind of what was going on. I published Julie Black's message. I'm like, this son of a bitch is doing this. You know what that does? Anyone who doesn't like me, and I know there's people who don't like me, can make up lies and just go, and they don't care. So that's why if people are like, Dave, why don't you just say all the information? Because I connect doors, I connect dots. They're digging so hard, they can just find somebody who didn't like the way something ended, who just doesn't like me, who's gonna make shit up, and that then creates that article. So that is why I'm not mentioning the publication, the names, anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, we'll see if this makes.
But
the
I know
final cut.
this. I never know in the heat of the moment how a video will come out. I liked how I came out. I thought I proved my point, and I'm not other than being like, it was 6 months and it was 2 months, but she said 2 weeks. Other than that, I think.
But you weren't like threatening and shit, right? You were just kind of.
I've heard mixed reviews. I don't think I was threatening at all.
Okay. That's
the only time you wake sound, it was like when you were like, what if I looked into like your people
Yeah.
that you work at. Yeah.
But how is that a threat?
No, he was
So
like
the husband again. I was like, the husband's out there, successful guy. I'm like, how would you like it if I just researched you and researched everybody in your company? Why is that a threat?
And you, like you said, you have had people reach out to you, right, about trying to get them to get you to defend them over their allegations.
Yeah,
and I don't
right.
think and you have not. So
No, but my point on that was just saying threat, and it's like, how is that? I'm saying how would you like it if I do what your wife is doing to me? Would you like that? Maybe I will. If I go down everybody in your company and you, every connection to try to find one person to say something bad about you, and then I make it into an expose, would you like that? How is that threatening?
I'm just glad we got the payoff. The stakeouts aren't fun, Eddie, by the way.
They're the worst.
There, and then like you're trying to take a piss. We're in an affluent neighborhood. We're in people's yards, like trying to take pisses. It was tough. Don't drink water.
But it doesn't matter how many hours. Once you get the action, though, the payoff is so worth it.
It was a big high.
It's so worth it.
I haven't had a high like that. Like I said, it will really, really set back the Dave Portnoy has changed crew, because it was old school Barstool where I'm just hunting a confrontation, and I got it. And Gaz on the camera, it's like chewing his gum behind me. It's like, here we go.
Just a new setting.
One day, maybe. And they wrote like the publication's like, this doesn't stop the article coming out. We'll still be. I'm not. You think I'm dumb? Do you think I did this to stop the article? Nothing can stop the article. Facts, truth, nothing. I don't think anything I do can stop the article, but I can prove my innocence and show my case. That's all I'm doing. I only care about proving I'm innocent, which for some reason I've continually had to do. Like the fact people will still bring up, well, the allegations, they did. Like how many allegations business are? Yeah, but they're none of them true.
I mean, dude, it's just like that Blog 2.0 woman said. You know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just all there is to it.
They didn't like when it was turnabout. It's like, and I said, the guy wrote me a letter, like security, this, that. I go, in closing, nothing you have said is remotely going to change my mind how I deal with this case. And I told him, I mean, there's a DM that I have. It's the last. Hey, Dave, as Blank said, we'll be in touch when we're ready. In the meantime, feel free to well, it's basically what happened. I called one of the reporters who was not expecting it, and they picked up. I'm like, hey, I'm doing a story on your story. Like, I want to ask you some questions about like what it's doing. She went talk. She's like, I gotta get permission from my editor. It's like, why? You don't afford that to any of the girls that you dig up their phone number, which I've heard is very expensive. Eddie, they're getting girls' numbers. I don't even know how. They're just blindsiding them. Like they pick up like, hello, who's this? Oh, this blank blank. Can you tell me? And they're like, what? Like, that's how they're doing it. And I said that. It's like, you don't afford the girls you're calling the same opportunity to sit back and collect yourself and talk to an editor. So the editor wrote back to me and was like, as they said, we will be in touch with you when you're ready. And I said, this is no longer on your terms. It's take it or leave it. You have the opportunity to interview the star of your story. Your call. I am no longer that. It's like that wasn't an offer for eternity. I don't trust them now. So am I going to sit down with them and let them hammer me with anonymous sources? I have no idea who they're talking about. No. If they want to give me the names and let me figure out what they're talking about, if they have anything, then I'll do it. But I'm not just going to, I've lost all, I know they're not being honest. That's done. They're trying to run a smear campaign on me. I view them as I view Julia Black. Nothing I say, they will take at face value. It's all to try to get me.
Now, what if it's a little I don't want to say not as bad. Like, what if it's like, remember how we thought that New Yorker one was going to be that guy?
That's
who
only
was,
because they can't find it.
Yeah, that's
It's
true
like
too.
how this is going over 2 years. 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Everything combined. What do you think? Like what are you looking for? And it's just bullshit. It's the way the media works. To write a story based on the Business Insider without talking to me first, be like, we saw your response. Can we go through? We want to just no, nothing. Crazy.
That's a cycle, and then all those authors will retweet it, and then they'll all give each other high
and then
fives.
If the next one comes, it's like, look, there's more smoke. It's like there is no smoke. There's no smoke.
That's the game, I guess. Unfortunately,
part of me now, at least if it moves forward, we have a video that I'll be excited to share.
Are you like are you a little erratic in that one though, or no? Are you kind of?
I've been called. I showed it to my lawyer because it's always like, I'm not breaking laws. He's like, you come across as combative. I'm like, I am fucking combative. Welcome to Dave Portnoy's show. But I don't think at any point anybody would be like, Dave was threatening. It was about to turn physical. I think I'm a very angry person whose life has been turned upside down and wants straight answers. That's how I think it comes across.
Now, looking back on even the emergency press conference when you had Austin bring up all the evidence and whatnot, did you like how that, now that you'd had some time, did you like how that was portrayed?
Yeah. I mean, there's so much evidence. And there were such serious charges. Like, that's the first time I've been through it. I had to clearly lay it out. But yeah, I thought I did a good job. Like, is it what I wish? It's maybe I have a way to do it more succinctly, so somebody doesn't have to sit through like an entire thing. It's just like bang, 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 bang. But anybody who actually is interested, I think the facts are overwhelmingly in my favor. I don't think anybody who looks at it with an open mind can possibly be like, Dave did anything wrong. I just don't believe it.
Well, it's just hard because you know, the outside eye might be like, oh, this guy looks crazy. He looks like a crazy person. But like you said, you and Gaz doing this, if you've been following you for 20 years, like this is what it is. Like, this is what it's always been.
The people who don't like me will spin it as I'm trying to intimidate them so they won't publish it. They are publishing it. There's no intimidation. I'm not naive. That has nothing to do it. This is like, hey, talk to me. Like, if you talk to me, this thing's done. No, they're going to, just like, unfortunately, Elon, they're writing the article. After it's written, then they're going to be like, okay, defend yourself. No, too late. Ship is sailed.
Yeah. But you don't, as of right now, you know, nothing's confirmed. Same girls. No, maybe not. Maybe.
I know nothing. I know, all I know is I believe the exact number is like 31 women. And the names are all over the spectrum. Some I have history with, some I have no history with, some I barely talk to, have reached out echoing the same exact story. They get on the phone. They don't originally say who they want to talk about. It's about me, and they go fishing. They don't even know what they're asking for. And it doesn't matter. I've had countless women be like, you're barking up the wrong tree. We know him. We've hung out with him. Some have been like, we've hooked up with him. He's been a gentleman. I have nothing but good things to say. And then they still want to see like the text. Like at some point, like they seem to, I've had girls be like, well, yeah, no, we slide in his DMs. And like, wait, really? It's like, yes, which I've said a zillion times. So the only thing you can convict me for, which is if you want to say I'm too old, and this spans however, like years, like a 40-year-old shouldn't be talking to a 22-year-old. Fine, I'm guilty. I guess that's been documented, not as much as people say, but yes, if a gorgeous 22-year-old slides into my DMs and I'm a single guy, I'm not beyond responding. So, or sexting or whatever it may be.
Yeah. Well, all right. We'll see how it shakes out. Moving on here, SiriusXM, Dave. What can you tell me about them? We used to have a show on there.
Yeah, I don't have the ad in front of me, Eddie, but I do love.
I got you.
Invited Dave Matthews, all that. I thought we had a deal. I thought SiriusXM was coming back.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, the way you said that. Let me go get the ads.
Oh, sorry. No, well, I could read this too. Listen to the SiriusXM app at home or anywhere you are. No car required. Stream it all on your phone, online, or at home. Over 425 plus channels are on the SiriusXM app. Enjoy ad-free music channels for every genre and artist-dedicated channels. Catch live play-by-play games of every major sports league and 24/7 sports talk from the biggest names in sports. SiriusXM subscribers also get access to exclusive shows through sweepstakes. And as a SiriusXM customer, Dave, you got to go to
I got
the
to
Dave
the
Matthews
Matthews at the Talk House in Montauk. Top 3 concerts I've ever been at. By the way, guess who's moving to Montauk?
Dave Matthews.
Poly Playoffs.
No, he's not.
2 doors
I
down.
was that was my guess, and I was gonna be like, no, it can't be.
I cannot shake the guy.
I gotta be there to support you in case we need to go wait out someone's stake out someone's house in the Hamptons. Ready to go.
Him and Bubbly Gang.
No, really?
Yeah, I rented a house there for July, and I'm selling my property in Boston. So I was like, yeah, I might as well go live out there for July.
I go Nantucket. He comes to Nantucket. I go to Montauk. I can't. Guys in my grill.
But you like, is this a work thing though?
He's two doors down. It's like everywhere I turn, he's there.
Is this a work thing though?
What?
Like, are you going there because you want to help him with work? Like, what? Or this is like completely.
No. Yes.
No, he's definitely not.
Can you give the promo code to sign up offer, Dave?
Yes, SiriusXM.com/Dave Portnoy offer details. I gotta get it. Can we get this? Like, I gotta get my car. I got a new car. It just ran out. It came with it, and I need it. So I gotta use it myself.
There you go. With that sign up offer, you get 3 months free of the SiriusXM app.
I don't know how anyone can have a car without Sirius, to be totally honest. It's like must.
Go get it. SiriusXM. Also, I mean, speaking of them, did you see Conan just sold his podcast
150
platform?
million? Yeah. I don't even know what platform that is, to be honest. Is
He's
it
got
just
like 8
him?
shows. He's got like 8 shows. He has a there's a show with Rob Lowe I saw that's like a Parks and Rec recap kind of show.
Oh, I like Rob Lowe.
Yeah. 150. Has Barstool ever gotten talks about selling off the podcast or no?
No, it's crazy. I don't know why. It's like Spotify was fucking spending all that money on Simmons, one of the worst deals I think ever made by anybody ever. They obviously, Cooper, Rogan, but they never talked to us, and our network like was gigantic. I don't know. Makes no sense. Speaking of Cooper, you see that quote, by the way?
Yeah, I did.
Good for her.
Mm-hmm.
New York Times did a story on her, and then they were trying to get her to badmouth us, and she didn't. She basically was like, I know people want me to talk shit about them, but they just let me do what I want, never interfered. Like, I don't see basically any of the things people say. She did say she was a direct report to Nardini. That's just not true. She was a direct report to me, but the truth of the matter is she didn't report to anybody. Alex Cooper reported to Alex Cooper. But the truth of the matter is we don't interfere. You do your shit. You do your shit.
I also love that they asked her twice to try to get her to.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not trying to get you to shit on us. Of course you are. Of course you are.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter how many women, people who work for us say it's not what you think. It just doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, that's a good story, right, Dave? She went from the misogynistic blog to being the biggest podcaster in the world. So that's
correct.
What, that's a great headline right there. Gotta get that.
It's like, it doesn't even make sense. Like, she's like, the CEO is female, finance female, marketing female. Before me, they launched Jenna Marbles, Brianna. It just does it. The narrative is ridiculous.
Shout out to her, though. I mean,
yeah,
that's pretty legit.
Tell the truth. She's telling the truth, and I mean, she's a monster. She always has been. So good for her.
Yeah, but even then, like for her to, I mean, she hopped on the Blackjack Boys stream for 2 seconds, but still, that's still to do that. That's.
I thought it was. Listen, good. we're almost like early SNL in a way, unless something goes totally wrong. Like McAfee was a direct competitor with FanDuel. He wore the hat, but he still jumped on. He knew that was a competitor. Logan Paul, it's like we don't. It's funny because I was with Caleb, and I'm friends with this guy, Manager Miles, who is Kygo's manager and involved in everything. Everybody knows Manager Miles. Everybody. He's a Miami guy, but he just goes hands, long drink, you name it. Ricky Fowler, that's how I got golf with him. And they have this thing. They call themselves like the Palm Tree Crew. And there's a lot of people who wear these little palm tree necklaces. And Caleb and I were talking. He may be the only one. He's like, I love your pirate dog necklace. He's like, the one that I have. I'm like, should that be our palm tree? Like, if you're a Barstool made man, you have the pirate dog, like gold chain. I'm debating it.
That's pretty sick. I like that.
That's how you know, and whether you're with like Cooper would have one, McAfee would have one. Like if you're on our good side and you graduate through or you're here, you have the pirate dog. They're like 10 grand a pop, so they ain't cheap.
That's a good idea though.
Yeah. I don't know
I
how
like
many
that.
people think they're lame. I just don't want to give them to people. Caleb was adamant. He's like, it's the coolest thing you have.
No, I think that's pretty cool.
So I'm debating the pirate dog crew.
How often do you wear it?
Not much. I'd wear the chicken now more.
The chicken more?
Yeah.
Just what's solidarity with the
Well,
with the
yeah,
girlfriend?
yeah, pretty much. And I like the way it looks.
Yeah. Shout out to Brody. He's innocent.
Funny video. He has one of the all-time. Brody has one of the all-time guilty faces. He always does. I've seen him put himself in a closet before when he was upset with himself.
He's a great dog.
He is a great dog.
Mm-hmm. But no, I'm Alex Cooper. Good for her. Because, but that's the thing though. You're right. If people are normal, it's amicable and whatever. But that wasn't the same way with Jenna. And I know maybe there's more bad blood. Like you guys did have bad blood, and then you settled it before she left.
Correct.
Jenna was not so much.
Correct.
But still, that's something that's never really been resolved.
I talked to Jenna
Oh, you did?
years ago when all this stuff was going down, the Me Too and the I think it was Business Insider maybe. And we had a weird conversation. It was via actually DMs, long ones. And she's like, yeah, I know everything they're saying is bullshit about you, but you have a job to be a leader in this field. I heard she may be getting her own talk show, but Jen and I kind of squashed it a little bit. But yeah, she left. It was different times, different everything. It's revisionist history, but obviously I had an issue with the way she left.
How'd you respond to that? That you have a
I don't even remember. I was like, okay, I don't agree with it, but I didn't agree with what she said. She was going on a much higher level, like that I've never took. Like we have a responsibility to our fans. At the same time, saying I don't believe one word they've said about you. I know you well enough to know it's just absolutely not true.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's do Inside Barstool Day. Before we do that, let's talk about ZipRecruiter.
You own a growing business, need to hire. ZipRecruiter makes hiring so much easier because they do the work for you. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Barstool. ZipRecruiter uses powerful technology to find and match the right candidates up for your job. You can easily review these recommended candidates and invite your top choices to apply. Additionally, ZipRecruiter has a complete suite of tools that make it easier to filter, review, and rate your candidates. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. No wonder ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated hiring site based on G2 satisfaction rating as of January 1st, 2022. In fact, the hardest thing you have to do is remember our special URL, ZipRecruiter.com/Barstool. That's where you go to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/Barstool. BARSTOOL, ZipRecruiter.com/Barstool. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
All right, Inside Barstool. Mountain Rider Moore is updated.
Yeah, he had to go. He had to go. I mean, he just did not have Hank's back. I don't know why. He's never said why, whether he has intel that he thinks leans differently, whether because of his podcast, whatever the case may be. Nobody has had Rico's back more than Hank, and Rico is nowhere to be found. When the shoe is on the other foot, he does not belong on Mount Ridermore. That part of his career is dead.
What specifically did you want out of him? Well, because I know he
Hank.
said on the stream, he's like, Hank's my guy. I love Hank.
He said, I love Hank.
Yeah.
Hank was right. They were wrong.
That's all you want.
Yeah. Team Hank.
Right.
Team Hank or Hank was right. What they did was wrong.
So is there any redemption?
No, too late. He's dead. No.
He's brushed off. Is Pick'em going to be,
Should be interesting.
Yeah. Scary time for Mount Rushmore. Well, there's only 3 guys now. Is this spot going to be replaced or no?
Yeah, yeah, it could be. I don't know by who, but yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about this? Speaking of Hank and the PMT crew, what do you think about this ripping pants trend?
If it gets views, it gets views.
What if someone,
I'd be furious. I know they talked about doing it to me with Will Compton, who's been doing great, by the way. Here's why I'd be furious. I have a very hard time getting jeans that fit me. Like, I buy them and then I get them altered. And when they alter them, 75% of the time, they don't alter them correctly. So I don't have that many jeans that fit. So I would have been mad.
Yeah. And yours are pretty, it'd probably be tough to get some hands in there, no?
Yeah, you're saying they're skinny jeans. I get it. I wear skinny jeans.
They're tight, right? Like it would be.
Yeah. I'm getting fatter by the second. And my shoulder is in disarray, so I can't do anything. I can't do any exercise at all. And so the jeans are getting even. I look like a gigantic muffin top right now. But
what happened to the walks?
Yeah, I still do a little bit of walks, but I'm not in New York, so I don't do that. So not nearly as much walking. A lot of sitting, a lot of stakeouts. Just getting fat.
Yeah.
By the way,
swim some
congrats,
laps.
Eddie. You can tell that you're shedding pounds. Good for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yep. I know it's hard in our world. Like when we're sitting around at a gambling cave and you're turning down junk food, we eat like crap. It's a hard thing to do.
It's tough. It is. So thank you. Maybe, you got a good pool up there. Maybe you could do some laps this summer.
I can barely, when I tell you.
Yeah, that's true.
My shoulders, like I already talked to a doctor, and when I go to New York, I'm going to fly in and have him take an MRI. I think I got a labrum tear.
Oh, that's
my guess.
That's supposed to be a brutal surgery too. I'm pretty sure.
That is my guess from what I've described.
It's rough.
Yeah,
it's rough. Also, if you want to listen more on that, I got a new show, Rebuild It. It's on the Barstool Chicago YouTube. We got Russell Wilson on today and Dwayne Wade on next week. So pretty cool.
You. What is crazy guess?
Some big guests, right?
I'd say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they're coming on. That's the next 2 weeks on the Barstool Chicago YouTube. The Most Dangerous Game Show. Looks like it's got a good cast. Have you been following that at all?
Yeah. Why don't they let Tico on these? They think she's too nuts.
Why did someone outlaw her?
Tico's always complaining. Why aren't on these reality? She looks like she was born for reality TV.
Yeah, that seems like a miss, I feel.
Yeah.
Kareem, do you have the cast list by chance? Did you know?
I mean, I'm sure it'll be good. It's just she's an agent of chaos.
Yeah, I think so. Hold on.
Yes, it's because they think she's too much.
So,
it's like, why?
I'm on the record, email trails. I said, when people asked me who should be in these shows, I said, you got to get Tico in here. She's like built for this.
Yeah.
But then the change just goes on and there's just other people thrown in.
Crazy.
I'm not in charge of those.
But
things.
yeah, the show will be great. I'm sure they'll be great. People love that shit.
Yeah, I think Bree's on there. Sydney.
Yeah, so I'll go through it. Roan's the host, and then talent is apparently Smitty, Tommy Smokes, Billy, Bree, Sass, Vibs, Sydney Wells, and Jordan Woodruff.
That's a crew. That should be interesting. I didn't know. Who knows? They just finished, so who knows when it'll be out and about. So, Feidelberg was in an OAR music video.
Listen. I'm sorry, just have to respond to something. I didn't know that. But that pop punk playing at like a major festival, I haven't seen the likes of that since we closed for Bon Jovi at Bamboozle.
Yeah, that were some big time. Yeah.
You think? When I saw the flyer, it's like Dave Matthews and I forget who, like the Lumineers and Frankie, I think was like, holy shit. I'm like, oh yeah, that is a good lineup. And then I looked, it's like Pop Punk's on there. Pop Punk has bigger font, I think, than Big Head Todd and the Monsters. bittersweet. Bitter. It's bittersweet.
You didn't know they were on there at the time. You just thought Frankie was posting it because he was excited.
Because it was
go?
like a great show. Yeah. I was like, Dave Matthews, I'm in.
So are you going to go or no?
Maybe. I guess see how everything lines up. I'm not quite sure the dates.
So they'll be at the Ocean's Calling. They're playing Saturday night. I think the headliner that day is Lumineers. So
crazy.
Bunch of good
All-time,
bands.
still one of the all-time Barstool stories. Dan and I were in LA trying to get a TV show back in the day, driving down like Hollywood Boulevard or something, and we see a bunch of fucking hippies on the side of the road making a video. We roll down the window, scream at them, "Get jobs, you hippies!" It was the fucking Lumineers making like a video, a music video. Everyone in the car like, "Dude, that's the Lumineers, you fucking idiots.
Morons.
Get jobs, you hippies."
So yeah, go check out that video. Feidelberg's in it. Then you see Donnie. He had a pretty interesting blog about a serious blog about the Shanghai situation. He had a buddy in Shanghai, got pulled.
And then it was deleted.
Yeah, I don't think I got pulled. I think he took it down because he was worried about his friend. To my knowledge, I saw Donnie tweet that.
Got it.
Crazy.
Yeah, I knew that happened. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, and Rediscovering America's coming back. So I saw that he tweeted that as well.
Yep.
And then do we have I'm curious. We talked about the Most Dangerous Game show. The Mean Girls had a clip. A lot of people are reacting to. Kareem, if you could pull that up about taking a possession.
One, right?
Yes. I'm curious about this. What you thought of this move, Dave?
If you're talking to a guy and you like them and they're interested in you, like take something from them and hold it as collateral so they can never leave. I realize I do that a lot.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Excuse me.
Real
What?
item?
Like a $20 bill or like their phone or something?
Like you're a little troll collecting treasures.
Wait, like you're holding them hostage?
That
Wait,
sounds
what?
so fucked up.
It does. Explain it. I know you can't possibly just mean that.
You sound like a serial killer.
Take
Isn't that
something.
what serial killers do?
Hey, take something from the person you just met.
They know I took it.
Wait, explain it.
Okay, so I'm
upset.
Oh boy, I sound psychotic.
Yeah, that was crazy. This never happened. You never sound crazy.
I really wish I didn't say it, but hear me out.
Can't undo it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not fired up about that. That rings a little bit like Costanza. Like, leave your wallet behind so you have a reason to go. I mean, I'm not. I don't think much of that clip. Like, I'm not like, oh my God, crazy. It's like, whatever.
I would say that's pretty common. Like girls take your sweatshirt and you're like, I gotta like I gotta get my sweatshirt back. Or
that literally sounds like something Costanza would say.
Mm-hmm. Just interested to see what you say.
Or girls leave things behind and they're like, oh, my earrings are there. I gotta come back to your place. Like those are just, I feel like, pretty common, I thought. I don't think she was trying to commit like
No, I don't think so. Not like a bling ring thing. I don't think she's No, I didn't think that either. But
hey, Eddie, speaking of promo and great stuff that's coming out, do you see Roan's video?
Which was that?
He's doing that battle rap thing that comes out on Thursday. Dave, did you see that?
No.
He's got a world's nicest battle rap.
Oh, okay.
They went to Brooklyn.
You like
a bunch of these.
compliment?
Yeah, the compliment off, basically. There's a clip of it out on the internet, but it comes out on Thursday. It looks awesome.
It's on Sling, I think, right? Or am I wrong? I thought it was
a
Sling
on Thursdays.
Sling exclusive. Yeah, so go check that out. Thank you, guys. That's good to bring up. And then my last thing here is, by the time this airs, our dozen match will have aired. We have some clips from the match. Clem, an all-time poll. I think it was the greatest moment from the greatest poll in the history of the show.
I haven't seen the clip yet. Because it airs tonight and this comes out tomorrow. Is that it?
This comes out tonight, but it's like an hour. Jeff is the one that said, hey, he's like, here, take this clip because it's going to be out.
He sent it to me.
Okay.
Play it.
With flavors such as classic, pecan, or pecan, and cashew, what does Keebler call their line of shortbread cookies?
This is an act. This is like when the guy called.
He looks like fucking Professor X.
No,
I just want to call to let you know. I know.
Eddie.
In case what?
Shortbread cookies. Oh.
Do you have any thoughts?
And cashew.
Classic pecan and cashew.
I got nothing.
Wow. It's actually very surprising.
I don't fuck with Keebler.
You don't fuck with Keebler? Wow.
Nah. EL Fudge is the only ones I fuck with. It's not EL Fudge.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Sandy's final answer.
Yes, final answer.
No, that is correct.
What did you say?
Sandy's is the correct answer. Slam with an all-time
Get it in time.
I feel like you got it. You got it. Clem got
That
it.
was acting.
It's like
American Chavez, when she gets scared, she fucking can start putting
5-4.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I actually, in real time, Eddie, if it was reversed, I would have protested if I were them. I never said the answer.
Yeah, there was. Did you say final or no?
I said fine. He said it. I said final, but I never.
I
said
think that's
it.
all you need.
Really?
I think so.
I think the
changes
final
a lot,
answer guy has to say the answer and final, and we ran out of time. I was thinking I didn't say it because I didn't want to give away anything, but I was like, if that was reversed, I think that was a little bit controversial because he did beat it, but he said thing final answer, then I go final answer, but I don't know. But yeah, it was crazy.
Unbelievable.
Hilarious. My reaction: he's a monster.
It was special. It was special. So
One of the all-time moment. And Jeff D. Lowe, I don't want to make the dude cry because he's a crier, but he's in the pantheon of ideal Barstool guys for me. Like I had to whip him into shape with that yelling, but he found his niche. He created something that people love. He's been aggressive getting the people do it, and he's really made himself an invaluable member of Barstool.
yeah, awesome product. The dozen's great. So make sure you're tuning in. There's matches all week. Second round, I believe, is next week. So just check out the schedule. Follow the Dozen Trivia on Twitter, Instagram. You'll see the schedule. So Zitty's moving on to round 2. All right, that's it, Dave. Anything Memorial Day? Just going. You're going.
I think I'm figuring out Celtics. I think I'm going to go to the game Friday in Boston. I don't know if I'm going to the Heat Wednesday. It's like, I don't think I'm going to have access to those tickets, and I got a shit ton that I got to do before I leave, so we'll see.
Let's get Mr. Portnoy on the hardwood.
I would offer him, I don't know, like, I've offered before. I don't know. He's really, I love my dad, and I will offer him. He's a slow fucking mover. They're not easy seats to sit in necessarily, but I would offer. But I don't know. Sad to say, I don't know he's up for it. I've sat with my mom before.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You offered him the craft suite.
Yeah, my mother moves better at this age. Like if she wanted to do it, I'd offer. I could see one of them.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Well, we'll see. Yeah, I think that's it. Everybody, happy Memorial Day. Gaz, are you going to Montauk too?
Oh, one last Fagawi, Eddie.
Do you believe that's his last Fagawi, Dave, or no?
It hasn't happened in 3. This hasn't happened in 3 years. We've been COVID shut down, so this
I don't
is
know.
like
No, he never says no. I don't know. If I buy a place back in Nantucket, I'm sure he'll be there.
I can't believe you're going to Montauk. How did that happen, Paul? Be honest.
I told you. So Lewis had a place, and he's like, "I have an extra bedroom. Do you want to rent the room up?" And then I'm selling my house. It's like either that or come back here.
Let me ask you this: some of the places in Montauk are not that easy to get into. I get in now. It's like, am I going to be hearing when I'm like, "Hey, I'm coming"? Like, oh, Barstool's already got a table.
Have you? I mean, you said that happened down here in Miami.
Yes.
But that didn't happen.
At 11. It did. Yes, it did.
I was there that weekend.
Yes, it did. We're right next.
Oh, we had one next to you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that one happened. Yeah, but that wasn't Barstool. I didn't book that. That was through Bubbly Gang, my guy.
Yeah, there was a reason we were with you at that table.
Oh, next to each. Well, yeah, I wanted to see you, man.
Yeah, right.
We haven't hung out too much down here.
Mm-hmm.
Been busy.
Only 2 doors down.
Kaz got to figure it out. You got to figure it out. All right, then. That's it, Dave. Anything else?
Nope.
Nope. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. See you next Tuesday.